Unschooling can mean that you are fully giving your child the ability to learn what they want to learn at the time they want to learn, at their pace, when they're ready to learn it, or you can just not do anything. And
that's the term that I think that we hear, like I think of, like unschooling is, we just let our kids do whatever they want to do.
Oh, and now there's also deschooling. Have you heard of that?
No.
Where you have to undo.
How do you school on the road? What curriculum do you use?
So a lot of people have asked that, if you're on the road traveling all the time, how do your kids go to school? Especially people from other countries where homeschooling is not legal.
Like in Sweden?
Not normal. We've got a lot of
we met some people from Sweden this last week, and
So we do homeschool our kids, and we have homeschooled them from the very beginning. Camden was 4 years old when I started homeschooling him. So it's a completely normal thing for our family already. Now, we did find out that homeschooling, when you're in a what we call sticks and bricks home, versus homeschooling in an RV is a little bit different.
It is.
For some people, they can still handle the hardcore schedule thing, but I think everybody in this community is a little more lax and a little more, this is what we have to get done. It doesn't matter what hours of the day or days of the week we get it done in. They school all year round. We do the same.
And for the most part, the boys do their school in the morning until noon, and they're usually done by noon. I mean, some days when we know that like we've gotten behind, we'll double up and we'll finish up, around 3. But for the most part, like they're done with their school by noon, and then. So
I think ours is more because there's different types of homeschooling, and I would say ours is kind of a hybrid version of a standard curriculum and unschooling, because we do a lot of like live
like
hands-on
field trips,
history, field trips, things like that, learning out in nature.
And I mean, I don't know, I'm not as familiar with the community, but I'm not a big fan of the term unschooling. I think it sounds honestly lazy. Well, and I know that it's not.
I was talking about this with Megan actually the other day. Yeah, because
and I know that's just me not knowing it.
Yeah, people see it different ways, and the thing is, people use that term in different ways. Unschooling can mean that you are fully giving your child the ability to learn what they want to learn at the time they want to learn, at their pace, when they're ready to learn it, or you can just not do anything. And
that's the term that I think that we hear, like I think of, like unschooling is, we just let our kids do whatever they want to do.
Oh, and now there's also deschooling. Have you heard of that?
No.
Where you have to undo what your kids have learned in school.
Like, we're not like that.
Yeah.
We school our kids because we believe in them, and we want them to thrive and come alive in the things that they love to do.
But that's the thing.
But yes, they need to learn to read and write and do math. Like, those are very important things.
Yes.
And you can give us all the comments you want, but our homeschooling journey has been a treasure and a blessing, and our kids are smart, and we're grateful for that, and we love to see them come alive in the things that God has created them to be. So there's our homeschooling part of it. Okay, what about mail, taxes, banking, and such? What is your domicile state? Okay, taxes. Dun, dun, dun. So mail, first of all, mail is difficult. We have mainly my parents' address in Michigan that we have mail going to, and now recently this year we've been transferring a lot of it to our Escapees address. Escapees RV Club is a company that exists for full-timers so that they can have like a mailbox and have their mail sent to all the various locations that they're at. So we'll link that below. Do you want to talk more about how we're domiciled in Florida and the reasons why?
Yeah. So when you're a So when you're full-time in an RV, you get the option of choosing where you live, your domicile state. You can choose any of the 50 states. We chose Florida. We did our research and it came down to really 2 states, Florida or Texas.
Texas. For 3 big things. One was
homeschooling, taxes,
and our vehicle stuff.
Yeah,
vehicle registration.
License and registration and stuff like that. So we were in Michigan, and we would have domiciled in Michigan because
we don't need to go into the
state.
details on that, but it was horrible.
Yeah.
Like the registration for vehicles is horrible.
It wasn't. I mean, so there's different states. There's different states that meet one criteria but not the other 2 and things like that. So we boiled it down to Florida and Texas. We chose Florida because we didn't have to have an annual inspection on our RV. Mm-hmm. Although we go back to Texas to the Ford travel place to get our oil changed anyway, so I don't know.
I don't know. We've talked about even going back to Texas.
Yeah,
but
we have.
Right now it's Florida, and it's good, and it's actually saved us a ton of money this year, which we're so grateful for.
Yeah.
As far as taxes go, everything that we'll do taxes-wise will happen in Florida this year. We are Florida residents. We voted in Florida, and
we're
living in Florida currently right now.
But because of that, we have no state income tax. That's another bonus to.
But as far as taxes too, even this year, because things have been a little more different, we're using an accountant. And if you want to know more about my accountant and the person that we use, we love him and I think he's great, and I'd love to send...
And he's a full-time RVer.
He's a full-time RVer. I'd love to send business his way too. So let me know in a comment or send us an email and we'll send you his information. Okay.
So next question.
That's a pretty quick question. Banking. We use... USAA Savings Bank, which allows us to do everything online. All the ATM withdrawals that we need to make so we can have cash are reimbursed to us.
Yeah, they reimburse the fees. So that's helpful.
Anybody who writes us a physical check, which who writes checks anymore? But I can take a picture of it and deposit it right from my phone. We don't even have a checkbook. We haven't had a checkbook.
We can
in
write
a couple
checks
years.
directly from our account, and they're sent in a couple days. So.
In a couple days. So those are things we do all that online.
A lot of people use some of the major big places like Bank of America, PNC, and stuff like that.
Right. So that's easy to do. Okay. How often do you have to grocery shop?
Yes.
We've talked about groceries a lot in the past few months.
We have. So there's 2 things that come into account. budgeting, and also storage. We have an RV-sized fridge. It is a larger RV-sized fridge, but it's not a standard household-sized fridge.
Some of these people, friends around us, like the Brewers, just around the corner here, they have like a really
residential,
the biggest fridge I've ever seen.
Residential fridge in there, like
the
pull-out, like freezer drawer and stuff. You can do that. We don't have that.
The negatives to residential fridge are obviously if you're boondocking, then you need to find some other source of giving power to it.
Yeah. Ours can run off of gas. That's kind of nice. But we do have limited storage, so I will grocery shop typically every 2 weeks. I do 2 weeks, and then during those 2 weeks I'll fill in if I have to grab new produce or because milk, cheese, eggs, produce. Okay, next question. How do you sit down for a meal together? I think did we show this in our RV tour?
We all sit around it, and in the fall a lot we did a lot of things. This month has been so busy, so if you're a new subscriber and you haven't joined us, you just joined us in January, you'll be seeing a lot more of this next month. Wrigley's hitting the camera. We sit down together and we have a meal together, and that's more common. This month has just been a very, very busy month, so if you're a new subscriber here, you just haven't seen that much. But yeah, usually we all sit around the table together.
Yep.
Sometimes go ahead.
Sometimes we sit outside though. If it's a nice day, beautiful weather, we always have a picnic table. If the campground doesn't have a picnic table, then we have folding one that we can bring out and pull outside. So we do sit down outside around the picnic table often. Picnic table, yeah.
Okay, here's the last question. Do we have a car, and how do we travel with it?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
We have a Toyota Sienna minivan, and we carry it behind us on a Demco
Car
caddy is what
so
it's called.
2 wheels up.
Yep.
Because our transmission is a automatic transmission, so we couldn't ride 4 wheels down. And you can see like flyover videos of our RV on our Trent and Siobhán video. We'll link that as well.